Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an eye look using a brand new palette from the Revolution Pro range. This one was kindly gifted to me by the Revolution Beauty team and it's called the Regeneration Trends Celestial palette. Now this is not typically a palette that I would necessarily go for. The palettes that I've already shared with you are the ones that I would be drawn to, and they have those, I suppose, neutral brown tones or the neutral pink tones, that kind of things, mauvey tones. And I was really surprised when I received this because it is absolutely stunning. So it looks like this. Now, of course, it is one of their 18 pan palettes. This retails for £8 and you can pick this up from either Revolution Beauty. If it is available at Superdrug, I will link that down below also. And it's a mixture of mattes and shimmers, but there are more shimmers than there are mattes, and I really like the shimmers. They remind me of planets, and the names of the shades are very much planet related. So there's one called actually Planet. Then you've got Stella, Mars, Star, Comet, Nebula, Terrene, Astronomy, Black Hole, Earth, things like that. Obviously I'm going to go through all of the pans with you. I've swatched them ready to go. You've requested that, so of course I'm going to do that for you. But I really like the shade range as well. Again, you've got some really beautiful mauvey pink neutral tones in there, but you've also got some blues and greens, and although I don't really wear a lot of those colours, it's really nice to have those in this palette, you know, for future use and if I want to change it up a little bit. So really like the look of that palette. Now before I share with you the eye look, I just want to go through a couple of products and give you like a first, I suppose, my first thoughts about them for using them today for the very first time. And the first one is the brush from the Revolution Pro range. It's the brush that is to be used with the dropper foundation, and I picked this up in the 3 for 2 offer at the Thetford store, and I really like it. Now usually I will use the eBay brushes. You've seen them, they're flat topped, very similar to this, but they are quite soft. When I first used this, I expected it to be very similar, but actually, although yes it is soft, you know, it's not hard because it's a brush, but it's quite firm and it really did work the product very nicely into my skin. I dropped the foundation there to obviously test it, and I didn't use much more foundation than I would if I dropped it on my face, and I have been using the dropper foundation now for a week or so, ever since I shared with you that video. So I can safely say that this brush on first thoughts is really good. It retails for £7. Again, you can pick it up from either revolutionbeauty.com or superdrug.com, or of course now Superdrug stores. And like I say, I visited the Thetford store in Norfolk and I absolutely loved it. I was so surprised at the weekend that they actually had the full range. They had a really good range actually of a lot of products. I posted a few pics on my Instagram to share that with you. I just couldn't believe it. I went into the store thinking I'm not going to be able to see it in person, and was amazed that such a, well, it's not really a small store as in size, but I just didn't expect it. I expected the Norwich stores to have the stock first and they didn't. So, I was really pleasantly surprised. In fact, so much that I've purchased a few more products, and really loved that. The second one, now, if you're a regular viewer, you know that I have to pencil in my brows. In fact, I have to pencil the whole brow in. I've got nothing from, let me just get this. So nothing from about there on either side. It's very sparse, very thin, and I really have issues with my brows. So I pencil in my brows, and I can never get this bit here right, because all of the brow products that I use, and I use a mixture of a brow pomade from Makeup Revolution or Revolution. I also use the Duo Brow Definer pencil, and although that starts off quite thin, when you use it on a daily basis like I do, that thinness disappears and it rounds itself off at the end. So you cannot make those really fine brush hair strokes, those, yeah, fine hair strokes that I want to make it look, you know, realistic, or as realistic as I possibly can. So I picked up the Revolution Pro Microblading Effect pencil, and I picked it up in my usual colour. Across the board I always go for dark brown. I really wanted to try Ebony, because that's my daughter's name, and I really love the fact of picking up things in her name. And I also have a daughter called Jasmine, and I'm always drawn to, you know, scents with that Jasmine in it, but I couldn't because it was a little bit too warm, so I had to go for dark brown. And I've used it again for the first time this morning, and I just want to mention to anybody, if you are like me, you have really sparse brows, you have to pencil them in, and you want to make it look realistic as possible, pick this up. It is absolutely amazing because it is so tiny, and those hairs, those fine hairs, the pencil hairs, it was so easy to recreate with this. Now, even though it's a small little pencil, it still has a spoolie, so you can use it all over the brow, but I'm now just going to keep this for those fine hair strokes there. Absolutely love it. I think it was about £4, and I'm so pleased that I picked that up. Again, you can pick that up from revolutionbeauty.com, superdrug.com and Superdrug stores as well, because I picked that, like I say, up from the Thetford store. And again, there was, when I purchased mine, a 3 for 2 offer as well. The lipstick that I'm wearing is a combination of a deeper lip liner, and I'm using one of the Revolution, let me just get the name right, the Revolution Pro Supreme lipsticks in Rebellious. Again, they kindly gifted this one to me, and I've been using it. It's a little bit light on its own, but I've been using it in conjunction with a deeper lip liner, and I absolutely love it. It is such a beautiful, it is matte, but it's a very comfortable matte. Love it. Now, I've also picked up a number of these as well, and if you would like me to do a lip swatch video, please let me know down below. I would really love that. I've not seen many videos of just these lipsticks, and I'd love to do that for you, so do let me know down below, although I probably will do it anyway, because the shades in these are amazing. So that one was called Rebellious, and it's one of their lighter shades, and when I looked at it, like I said, I thought, oh my goodness, that's too light, and I tried it on its own, I think, in a video, and I thought, wow, that's just too light. But with a deeper lip liner, it gives that beautiful ombre look. Absolutely love it. So I had to mention those first of all, because I'm just loving this brand so much. Everything I have purchased so far and tried, I've just loved. And even, you know, something like this eyeshadow palette that I typically wouldn't go for, I'm so glad that they sent it to me, because the shades are stunning. Now, before I do the eye look, I'm going to go through the actual swatches for you, and I've done them in separate lines as well, so that you can see what they are like. So I've got the first row here. So the first shade, let me just move my mirror across slightly. So where are we? So the first shade is called Transit, and it's a matte, and it is, I would say, a perfect sorry, I'll get my word out in a minute, a perfect transitional shade. You've then got one of their beautiful shimmer shades in Stella, and the next one is called Parameter, and that's it again, a little bit deeper than the first one, but again it's a matte shade. The fourth one is Observe. Again, that is one of their shimmer shades. And you've got then Identified, which is a beautiful matte orange. And the last one on the first row is again a shimmer shade, and it is Universe. So I hope you can see that. So absolutely beautiful shades and really, really well put together. You've got those transitional shades. I find a lot of palettes like this that look like this, the colours are not, you then have to go into another palette, I suppose, to get that, you know, your transitional shades, but not with this one. So the next row we start off with a shimmer shade called Star. Now in the palette, and I'll just show you actually because it looks quite blue, that one there, but it actually translates very, very violet. Absolutely beautiful. Again, the next one is a shimmer shade, and that one is Mars. Beautiful colour. Then we have Planet. Then we have again another shimmer shade, Eclipse. Another one there, which is like it's very, again, when you look at it, and I'll just show you, that one looks quite a deep green, but then when you swatch it, it is a very unusual blue. Beautiful. And then the last one, they're all shimmers on this row, and the last one is Earth. So that is your second row. Your third row starts off again with a shimmer, and that's called Comet. You've got a matte called Orbital. You've got a shimmer shade Nebula. Another matte called, is it Terrain? Yeah, is it Terrain? Terrene. And then you've got Astronomy, and then Black Hole is the black one there. So there's all of your swatches there of all of the pans. So now I'm going to create a look. Now I've already primed my eye, and I'm really loving that eye base in Core. I've also used the under eye primer today, really loving that for the second time. I didn't use it so much over the weekend, but that under eye primer, I really did notice a difference today. Absolutely beautiful, and I think everybody should use it. It's amazing. Doesn't necessarily, like I said, doesn't necessarily, and when I shared the video, which was a couple of days ago, doesn't necessarily get rid of all of your fine lines, but it really does moisturise that area. Absolutely loving it. Now the first shade that I'm going to go in with, and I'll try and use as many of these shades as I can as always, I'm going to try Transit, the very first one, to see how deep that one is. Of course I'm going to be using my Old Faithful, and it's the Primark eye contour brush. I know that these are now pretty hard to get hold of, but you can pick these up. There are some contour eye brushes on the Revolution Beauty site which are, you know, quite inexpensive. Not as inexpensive as £1, but yeah, if you can't get hold of them and you want to try this brush, do look at the Revolution Beauty site. Now when I've dipped my brush in, it's the same consistency as all of the other pans. There is some kick up. You know, the pans that I've tried so far from this range, there is a little bit of kick up, but I'm finding that they really do blend very, very nicely. And so far this is working very well. This one is quite a light shade for me, but I'll probably have to put on a little bit deeper shade. But as I said earlier, this palette has really got some, well, it's been very well thought out because you've got those transitional shades and you've got, you know, a number of them to choose depending on your skin tone. So I'm just going to see if I can build it up first of all. If not, I will have to just go in with a deeper shade, which I think I'll have to do. I mean, it's not bad, but I just like a little bit more coverage. So I'm going in with the third shade. I'll show that. It's Perimeter, that one there, or Parameter, sorry. So just go over with that one. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Oh, it's a lot better. That's better because, like I say, I always say this, I like this first shade to, to show, even though it is a base. I'm going to wrap. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say the word on the palette as well as talk. I'm going to pop the shade Parameter underneath my eye. I can't talk today. I've not done a video for a day and I'm finding it difficult. So I'm just putting that underneath the eye. And also I just want to thank everyone who sent some lovely comments over the weekend. It wasn't my birthday. My birthday is very, very close to Christmas. It was a family member's very, very special birthday at the weekend. And I won't mention how old they were. But it was a very, very important birthday. And I just want to thank you all for your birthday wishes and your kind thoughts, much appreciated, and we did have a fantastic time. I'm now going to go in with the shade Orbital, which is this one on the bottom row, just to deepen that up a little bit. So it's just blend, blend, blend. That's better. Still keeping with that shade and just doing the same on the other eye. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of that underneath the eye. Very nice. I'm now going in with, I think it's Terrain, and it's the red, that one there. That's better. Now building up that eye look now. Again, these shades are really working very, very well together. Absolutely beautiful eye look. I'm now going in with the black shade called Black Hole, and I'm just going to keep it here. That's better. I like a black to be, obviously you want the black to be a deep colour, but I do find that if a black is too pigmented, it can really ruin the look very, very quickly. And this one is blending very, very nicely. And although, yes, it is black, it's not so intense that it just, really ruins that look, all the work that you've done on the eye. So far that is working very, very well. everything's blended in very, very nicely. I'm just going to, whatever I've got left on the brush, I'm just taking it around the corner there. Love that. Now for the difficult part, because I really want to use one of these beautiful eye shimmers on the lid. There's so many to choose from and they are all stunning. I think I'm going to start off with Comet, which is the first shade on the last row. And when you swatch them, they actually feel, they don't feel like the other shimmers from the other palettes, which are very soft, very buttery, that kind of thing. They actually feel very firm, but they really do still give a very good payoff. I suppose they are they called baked eyeshadows? They probably are, I suppose, with this marbled effect, and they do feel baked as well, but they still give a very good, you know, you can get a good swatch on your finger. I didn't have any problems swatching them on my arm either. I'm just going to pop this shade on the lid. Again, they've when you apply them, they, although these are different because they're baked, they feel very, or they work very well on the eye. No, I'll start again. They work the same as the other shimmers, so they go on very, very smooth. There's no lumps of product falling out onto your face. And I really, really like that. So they are buildable. So I quite like, you know, quite an intense, or not necessarily overly intense, but I definitely like the eyeshadow to be seen. And you can do that. Love that. And I'm just going to swap to my other brush that I use, which is the PS Pro Shading Eye Brush. It's much more of a pencil brush, and I'm now going in with the shade Stella, which was this one here. So it's a very light baby pink. And I'm just going to blend that into the first shade that we popped on. And then just take that all the way around the eye. So I've just mirrored that. I'm just going to put a little bit more on. Like I say, they can be built up. And I'm just going to go into the lid shade again. And then I'm going back to my original brush. I'm just getting a teeny tiny little bit more of that black. I'm hardly touching the pan at all. Now that shimmer shade, it's certainly not what I would say is really, you know, out there shimmery, but it is a beautiful colour, and it's, when you look at this, let me just show you so when you look at these baked eyeshadows, I wouldn't say that they are as intense on the eye perhaps as the shimmers in the other palettes from this range, but I would definitely say that they go on really, really nicely. I love it, and I suppose if you did actually, you know, wet your brush, you could probably get a little bit more intensity as well. But I really love the colours. I love the eye look. I love how it's applied. I will of course do a close-up and put that onto my Instagram for you. I will also just add a little bit of mascara, and as always it's the PS Amplified mascara from Primark. If there was a mascara in this range, I certainly didn't see it, otherwise I would have picked it up. I really like that look. What I also am going to do, now I've got a spray here actually, I'm going to share that with you in a moment. I'm just going to spray the brush, and then I'm just going to get a little bit of that Stella. I'm just going to pop that around the eye. Yeah, that's definitely worked. So if you do want these to be more intense, then do wet the brush. But they are baked, they are fantastic shadows, and I absolutely love this eye look. It's beautiful. Now, what I also wanted to share with you to finish it off, I've got the Revolution Pro Supreme Matte Finishing Spray, and that looks like this. So I can't remember the price of this. Was it £5 or £6? Of course, I'll link it down below for you. But really, really thought this would help with the dewiness, especially with the foundations that I'm trying from the range as well. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on. Hopefully, no, I've done it again where I've closed my eye too soon. That's fine. If I can press it. Lovely. It smells nice as well. Not over the top. Certainly not over the top at all with the scent, but there is a nice scent to it. Not chemical, not like a chemical scent at all. But yeah, really like that. This is why I don't wear mascara on the bottom lashes. But anyway, that's done. So that is the completed look. Absolutely love it. Of course, I will just take a picture and pop that onto Instagram for you. Yeah, I'd really love your thoughts on the eyeshadow pan. I would also love your thoughts on the lipsticks. Would you like to see more of those as well? And yeah, any of the products that I've shared with you today, and the ones that I've, the first impressions, so the brush and of course the brow pencil, I would love your thoughts on that. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed. I'm so close now to 7,000 subscribers, and yeah, without you I cannot get there. So thank you so much for anyone that takes the trouble to subscribe to watch more videos from me. And of course I will be uploading another video tomorrow. And of course, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning as well. But until tomorrow, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.